Jay was a mutual friend of ours. He grew up in Fall River, went to Westfield, played football. He was a few years ahead of Mark, right? So he kind of took Mark under his wing. Probably when Mark was a freshman and a sophomore, Jay was an upperclassman. They always stayed in touch with each other. And Jay had started a nonprofit, the Fall River Football Challenge, and Mark came down and would speak at it once in a while. Like they had this big thing every spring. Jay would get kids from the middle school and the high school just to come out and put on like a football clinic, and he'd have volunteers, and I know Mark would come and speak at that. So we kind of got close there, and then Jay and I were into the Spartan races that they have. We would do a bunch of those, and there was one in Miami. And I knew Jay was speaking with Mark at the time, so we said, why don't we ask him if he wants to do it with us? So Jay called him up, and not only did he want to do it, he's like, all right, you guys are staying with us. You're staying with me for the weekend, right? So like I never even like hung out with this guy. I'm like, Jay, you sure he wants he wants us to come down here? Absolutely, right? So we fly down, and we did the race on a Sunday. We went out to dinner Saturday, and Mark is asking me about this race. He's like, okay, I'm pretty nervous. I've never done one of these. I know you guys have done a bunch of these. Tell me what to expect. So I said, all right, it's about 7 or 8 miles. There's probably going to be 20 or 30 obstacles. He's like, all right, well, what do you mean obstacles? So I'm kind of explaining the thing. He keeps telling me how nervous he is. So we wake up early Sunday. We drive to wherever it was in Miami. We're in the elite heat where they make you do the obstacles. And if you can't do them, you have to do like push-ups and stuff like that. Race starts. He takes off. I'm looking at my watch. My pulse is like, I will literally have a heart attack if I run this fast for 7 miles. So I slowed down. Anyway, finish the race. Mark's already done. We go look at the results. There were 700 people did it that day. He came in first place. Never done one before, right? And I'm like, how? He's thanking us. We helped him. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Like, what are you talking about? Jay's like just finishing after that. I'm dying. Jay comes across now. He's like, how'd you guys do? I'm like, he won, Jay. He came in first place. And the funniest thing was the race director was dealing with these two guys who were clearly runners that were complaining that this big guy, there's no way he could have done all the obstacles because he beat them. And the race director kind of looked at them, then looked at Mark, and he was like, even if he skipped a few obstacles, you guys have no excuses. He outweighs you both by like 80 pounds, right? And the race director just laughed and walked away, but it was hysterical. And the fact that he was at the time probably 215, could do something that's a 7 mile event like that and win was insane to me. So that was like, wow, this guy's got something in him that's very, very unique. But yeah, it was a blast.